This video is about dialects of America. It's probably going to be short. I only got a few things. I got it from a whole bunch of websites. I looked around and found where different dialects happened. So, the first map is kind of the most commonly, widely known dialects. Of course, you have the South, which says y'all, and I'm fixin' to go to the market or whatever. This area up here by Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, they kind of speak, it almost sounds like Canadian. This area of southern Illinois kind of says, they shorten their vowels a lot, unlike up here in like Minnesota in this northern area, they seem to extend their vowels. And this area kind of shortens their vowels, like your. No, that's not right. Then there's Boston, Boston Harbor. So they talk like that. And then in New York City area, they say coffee and water. Also up here in this area, they say bag a lot. And then you've got the southern coast of California, where they kind of got surfer talk, like dude. So some examples of New York would be like a coffee, some toast, eggs over easy. And then this area would be 40. They kind of talk like, almost like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. They would say the city Peoria like Peoria. Then this Boston area, Boston. They talk like this. Park the car in Harvard Yard is what or I parked the car in Harvard Yard. So this next slide is going to be water fountain versus bubbler. So only a few areas say bubbler. Basically Wisconsin, and then Boston and Rhode Island. Everybody else says drinking fountain or water fountain, whatever. Not bubbler. That's kind of weird. Apparently, a lot of people from Wisconsin have no idea that Rhode Islanders and Massachusettsians, let's just say Bostonians, because most of the people living in this area would be considered Boston or Providence area. So people in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, Bostonians, they don't really know that Wisconsin says bubbler, and Wisconsin doesn't know that they say bubbler. But everybody else thinks they're weird for that, because nobody else says bubbler. And apparently Milwaukee says bubbler, but I've been to Chicago multiple times, and I've never heard anyone there say bubbler, and Milwaukee's very close to Chicago, so sort of a fine line. So this final one is soda versus pop versus the South. So first we've got soda. We've got like this island of people saying soda in the middle of pop, so the transparency is different and it's purple, because it would have been, it was quicker to just do this. Then apparently for some reason, in like a perfect circle around St. Louis, they say soda instead of pop. Most of these white areas here, if you're in Missouri, especially like Kansas City, Topeka, I would say they would probably say pop more. But then if you're like right around here, they probably say soda. I looked at a map that was county by county, and it actually showed that um it kind of went over here into Nevada where they say Coke. The reason for that might be the Coke headquarters is located in Atlanta, Georgia, but then everybody else says Pop. So all of pretty much the entire Midwest, except for like St. Louis and Milwaukee, Green Bay, even big portions of Wisconsin say Pop. Um, really front, and then parts of the Mid-Atlantic states, they would say it's there. They kind of have you kind of got Mid-Atlantic states saying all three because the Mid-Atlantic states are really like right on the edge between like Appalachia. Maybe not the Midwest, but the Mid-Atlantic states are kind of like right on the edge. And then the Northwest would say Pop, but then the coast, especially California, would say soda. Texas, I would say the unmarked parts of Texas and New Mexico would probably New Mexico, El Paso. They would probably say soda, I would guess, and these areas of Texas would probably be saying Coke. Some other interesting things we could point out is that these areas in like New York and even in Wisconsin, they say what and big. I actually recently went to the UP of Michigan, and I know for a fact that they talk kind of Canadian. I heard a commercial, and there's a town up there called Escanaba, but he pronounced it, "Come on over to Escanaba." So, and another thing to point out, this isn't really a dialect thing, but in parts of northern Maine, they are completely off the power grid of the United States. A lot of them have like power grids from Canada. So northern Maine like is practically Canada. And then you've got the Ocracoke Islands, Georgia, or oh my gosh, I can't remember. Is Ocracoke Islands in North Carolina or Georgia? Oh, the Outer Banks of North Carolina, they say Arn and no fish, hoy toy. Very different dialect. A lot of Americans probably wouldn't even be able to understand half the things they're saying. These islands right off of Georgia in the Atlantic Ocean, they talk extremely fast there. Also the Rust Belt, so cities like Chicago, Cleveland, Erie, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, um, maybe Detroit, Fort Wayne. I think they talk slightly differently, but I haven't ever noticed that. But I have heard that there's like an accent group in that area and then a bigger accent group kind of in the Great Lakes region. But nobody really ever thinks of any accent groups being like out west, really. Except for like the surfer dude in California. Like, do Idahoans or Montanian? Sorry, I don't know the demonym for people who live in a lot of the states. I know there's Wyomingite, Nebraskan, Iowan, Hoosier for Indiana, and Sooner for Oklahoma. we'll get into a video about that. I guess I could probably make a video on that soon. So yeah, that's probably gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more similar content.